Blog Talk Radio.
How y'all doing out there again? I want to, of course, thank you for coming out again, listening to Who's Here Radio. I am Tamu, here with the brother Farron.
What's happening? I'm good. How you doing, sister?
Man, I'm just loving life to the fullest. And you doing the same, brother?
I'm doing the same, T. You know I am.
Cool. You know, we got a lot to talk about. As always. So I just want to talk real briefly about this beautiful queen. She plays Little League Baseball. Monet, and I kind of get her middle name wrong. Akia. Monet Akia Davis.
That's right. Monet Akia Davis.
Yeah, she played Little League Baseball from Philly. It is the first African-American little female to pitch a shutout during a Little League Baseball World Series game.
A shutout.
A shutout.
A shutout.
Oh, a shutout. What does that mean?
That means
no one hit?
No. It means that no one actually scored or got to a base.
From the other team. So no one.
Yeah, they could hit.
They hit.
But as long as they don't touch a base.
So no one got to the base?
No one got to first base.
No one got to first base?
None of them. None of those dudes got to first base.
Thanks to Monet?
Thanks to Monet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
I know nothing about baseball. But this is interesting.
See, she's only 13, 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
Right? She's the first female to pitch the shutout during a ever for a Little League Baseball World Series game.
If you can throw a fastball between 70 and 75 miles per hour?
Yep, 70 to 75.
What's the average? Is that above average? Because, I don't know baseball too much.
Grown men throw the ball 98, 99 miles per hour. She already.
Oh, okay. So she's not too far.
That's technique. That's not power. That's technique. That's what that is. So, if you see her, to me, I think she can honestly make it. If she sticks with baseball, I think she can honestly make it in the pros. Major League Baseball. This is just my
Major League Baseball. You're not saying softball.
I'm not saying softball.
You're saying baseball.
I'm saying baseball.
Female Jackie Robinson. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Or female Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron.
Right?
I'm not mad.
And I know, her swinging that bat and all that type of stuff, that's just something that she, But I think the young queen can make it.
Well, I'm going to pay attention to baseball all of a sudden. All of a sudden, I'm going to figure out what's going on. But I hear Disney wanted to make a movie on it?
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes.
Disney. Who made racist movies about black people.
And cartoons about black people, yes.
Cartoons about black people.
Yes.
The caricatures drawn completely out of context.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and they want to make a movie about her. Well, this is amazing.
Why not make some money off the young melanated female queen that has this big impression over a lot of females, not just black females, but any other
females in general.
Females in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
That want to play ball.
Good job, Monet.
But they had some guy, I forgot his name.
Bloomsburg
No.
University?
Yeah, he went to Bloomsburg University.
Yeah.
I know you'd be up on it. He went to Bloomsburg University. And once he saw this and, now he plays baseball. And Monet's fastball is faster than his, so it's
that's a fact.
Yeah. So he just
I just want to make sure we know.
He says he posted it on Twitter. He says that slut got rocked. That slut got rocked by Nevada.
Oh, did they lose to Nevada or something? Is that what that meant?
They lost to Nevada, right?
Okay, well they may have lost, but why did you call her a slut?
Why did you call her a slut?
Why did you call her a 13-year-old girl? You're in college, so you have to be at least 18 or more.
A 13-year-old queen, a phenom, T. He calls her a slut. There's no mistaking that.
Wow.
For a young man playing college baseball, the guy has to be 18, 19 years old.
18, 19, maybe even 20.
Maybe even 21. True. And I think he's a sophomore at Bloomsburg University.
Okay, so maybe 19, 20.
So he goes there, calls her a slut, right? Then he says, I'm sorry. Then he deletes his post and all that type of stuff. So Monet goes on there, right? She gets interviewed by ESPN. Monet says, I feel sorry for him and let him play again. My reaction was, I don't think he should be able to play again.
I did see that on Yahoo News, that she thought that the university should let him play again.
Right.
And that just shows how much of a queen she is.
That's right.
Even at her young age.
Even at a young age.
Yeah.
Even at her young age, she has the ability to play with his life.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. So, and she's a young queen, but once she learns her history and really learns where people come from, she's gonna be a bad, very, very fierce. She's gonna be something else.
Wow.
And I'm gonna love it. But Bloomsburg University, big ups to them. They said nope, we're not having it. They're not tolerating it. They don't want this type of behavior. So I applaud Bloomsburg University for saying no, we're not having it. So I respect that. So that's what's in today's news.
Beautiful.
And next week's show, I'm going to have a young brother by the name of Kep Heteru Tamu. He does jewelry, and his slogan is a BB for Hootie. That's Black Liberation, right?
Well, I like the name.
Yeah, so we're going to have to get started. I know the brother gave me, he has his intro, but I can't seem to find it. I lost it somewhere, but next show we will have it, so be ready for that.
I'll just say I've seen his jewelry. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
Great copper work.
Yes. And I've got 3-4 pieces from the brother. Man, if I could show y'all the pieces right now, y'all would be amazed. Actually, you could go on his Facebook page, Kep, K-E-P, Heteru, H-E-R-U, Tamu, T-A-M-U. Right? Go on his page and look at his stuff. This brother is phenomenal. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. And tell him that Blog Talk Radio Lucia Toronto and Queen Sister Tamu says to hook you up, and he should be able to do something for you real nice. So, okay, but we're going to get to the show, T. We were talking about, people want to know how do you rid yourself of domestic violence and partners. Now, it doesn't have to just be somebody who you're dating or somebody who you're married. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. You know what I'm saying? This is all domestic violence, right? So, you know how I do it. I'm going to hit you guys with a poem, and then we're going to hit you with some quotes, and then we're going to get into it because, we only got 30 minutes. So let's get into it. It's called Domestic Violence. And, I think about putting this in my next book, too. This is nice. I like this one. So, look, listen up.
Yeah,
guys.
go ahead.
Domestic violence. Yelling, screaming, lying and throwing tantrums, hitting, swearing, belittling, jealousy, conniving, and a thief. Your body is full grown, but your mind has not grown from its childhood stages. All of this is done in the name of power and control. You do this to the ones who care for you the most, the one who allows you to do this, the one who thinks that you can change for their better good. It can be male or female who wants to be in control, who wants things to go his or her way. And if it doesn't, then being domestic is the game that they will play. Blaming and name calling is where it all starts. Then a pull here and a tug there next to your heart. Then comes a slap and a hug. Then around the corner comes a hook from the left and a jab from the right. Then a kick to your head, and then you remember that all this just happened last night. Then a call to the police, who you can't seem to like, so you tell them nothing, and you don't even press charges. Leaving your wounds open, bloody, and confused, you stand there, crying, shaking, petrified, and abused. Too nervous to spread your domestic violence news. When will it stop, is what you ask. When will it go away, is what you dream of. But it all starts and stops when you decided not to play. Hotep.
Woo. Deep. Well, I'm going to just tell you, as I was sat here and listened, that, you know, the history of our domestic violence starts with slavery. Because that was the first time we were treated in this manner. Because traditionally speaking, in our African tradition, brothers had the utmost respect for women.
That's right.
Ahmad Soko Toure really goes in depth into saying how colonialism and the institutions that came with colonialism.
You might want to say that name again, T, because I don't know if people heard that. I mean, you might want to spell that.
Ahmad Soko Toure. Ahmad is AHMED. I'm not going to go Soko because I don't know how to. But Toure is Toure. He is the first president, I want to say, Ivory Coast. First African president of Ivory Coast.
So you got to Google that, and then it'll come up.
Google that.
That's right.
Yeah, but he speaks very in-depthly about how the treatment of the black woman in its present form has been very influenced by Caucasian, Western, colonized way of thinking. You know, and that's where domestic violence originated for us.
So here's a quote. Thank you, T, for that. So here's a quote. If any female feels she needs anything beyond herself to legitimate and validate her existence, she has already given away her power to be self-defining her agency. That's from Bell Hooks. So what is domestic violence? You know, if you guys don't know what domestic is, domestic just means head of the household, you know, so all the household. So domestic violence could be emotional abuse, intimidation, coercion. That means, you know, when you're being persuaded to do something, you know, like when people say, I'm about to run game, that's basically what it is, you know, coercion, being persuaded. You know, and then the next thing comes denying everything. They lie about everything. Then they play the blame game. You did this. You did this. You know, then they use the children. Then it's economic abuse. You know, they don't want to do nothing. And, you know, talking about it is always the white man's fault and all that type of stuff. And, you know, then the last thing they do is isolate themselves from everything. They don't want to talk because they're mad. They still being a child, you know, so they're throwing a tantrum. So, you know, domestic.
Now, the definition you just gave of domestic violence may not necessarily be physical. It could be mental and emotional.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, as well. So that's something for my sisters and even my brothers out there to think about, because I have personal friends and other people who, according to this definition, will be in a domestic violence situation. And no physical injury has been given, but definitely an emotional, mental effect has definitely been caused, you know, in the fact that you're intimidated and you've been coerced.
Right.
I know people, you know, who I'm like, you know you've been coerced. I give them that look. And they're like, whoa, you know, and they have all kinds of excuses for why they still with the person who they should leave.
You know how much that happens. So, you know, domestic violence in our community, you know, was never a secret, you know. Women were beaten, dragged, spit on in front of their friends and their children. You know, men were usually killed in their sleep by women from, you know, 9 times out of 10 the men after they didn't beat them, you know. So, you know, what gets me upset, T, is that, you know, they hit their wives or their girlfriends, you know, when no family members around, no friends around, and when they get in front of their family, you know, in front of the female's family, they all, you know, he always tries to be lovey-dovey. You know, those men are black cowards. They're cowards to me. You know, I don't care for that. You know, I just know that our black queens have gone through a very rough process over the last couple of 100 years, adjusting to this new world. You know, and a lot of them have, I can't say all of them, but a lot of them have mental issues. You know, and a lot of them don't, after this type of behavior that they've seen and gone through, they don't practice safe sex. They have very low self-esteem. You know, they're willing to do anything. And the worst thing about it, T, is sometimes they even commit suicide because they can't handle it, you know?
Or maybe possibly the medication you're on causes them to do something irrational, hurt themselves, hurt their friends or family. I know several stories we've seen and heard in the media where sisters have done unspeakable things because they have mental issues.
True.
So,
and you know the black exploitation movies had a lot of this type of stuff going on. You know, even some of the songs, you know, that you heard back in those days. You know, and people still celebrate those type of songs. You know, like we had songs in New Orleans, you know, about beating up women. You know.
And you know, Too Short.
Yeah, that is true.
Free out here, and even Snoop Dogg with the whole Bishop Don Juan energy, he's just really using women.
Right.
That whole attitude, and to one extent, it is only entertainment.
Right.
But I've said before, and I'll say it again, art imitates life. And life imitates art.
That's true.
If you put it out there, it's going to have some relevance.
That's true.
In our actual reality, and we just have to keep in mind that when we listen to music in a car, because I've known several men who have attacked women, but are generally not violent people. But you know what they listen to? Violent music.
That's true.
I once had a brother tell me he snapped one day. He never hit his wife before. He snapped and beat her up, beat her down, because he misheard something she said. Thought she was cheating on him. And he told me the only thing he heard as he was hitting her was a Tupac song.
Dang.
Nothing against Tupac. I'm just saying,
I know.
We have to be mindful of the subconscious abilities we have. They take in this stuff, and they don't know the difference between fiction or fact. So I'm glad you brought us the black exploitation era, and I'll even take it back further to the 1920s, the image of tragic mulatto and the dark-skinned vixen that we saw in these black and white movies.
That's true.
You know, how women were treated then. So it's built into the society. But really, how to get rid of it?
You know,
if you're a female or you're a male dealing with it, you know, what's the mindset that you would need? First off, be bold enough to call the police.
That's what I'm
saying. Be bold enough.
Call the police and press charges.
Press charges.
You know what I'm saying?
Change the doors, change the locks on the doors, lock the windows, tell them shut if you have to, change your alarm. Don't hold a conversation for no reason. Because, see, that's the way to reel you in. That's the way to intimidate you. That's the way to pull on your heartstrings. These are techniques that abusers use.
True.
So definitely, if they get to the point where, like, I just want to talk to you, I just want to talk to you. No. Remember that they hit you. remember that you have bruise in your back, on that face, and don't give them the opportunity to pull on your heartstrings to allow you to let them back in.
Remember that you are a queen. That's what you do. Remember that. No man, I don't care who he is, I don't care what race he is, no man, I mean that, no man is supposed to be hitting any woman. Don't make no sense. It doesn't.
And don't let the kids see it.
That's true.
Don't ever let the kids see it, not your sons, not your daughters. And don't allow your daughters to see it because you don't want them to think that this is normal and this is what should happen.
Right.
And don't let your son see it because you don't want him to think that's okay.
True.
That's how you treat a woman.
Right.
You must always think of them when you're dealing with somebody who's abusing you.
That's right.
You want to always set a good example. So keep them in mind, too, when you're dealing with it.
Keep you some pepper spray, a taser. I'm gonna tell you what my grandma used to do when she used to stay at the house by herself sometimes. She used to have a knife under her pillow. My mom used to have a knife on the pillow.
So, Grandma.
Hey, when she used to do it, she used to.
D-Ma ain't no joke.
My grandma ain't no joke.
D-Ma ain't no joke. She gotta recognize.
She said, I called her one day. I said, Grandma, you got this knife under your pillow. She said, that's for any fool that want to come through at my window at night and call himself trying to get me. I said, that's my baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
So, hey, you got it.
I want to bring up Umar Johnson, because remember he came out here a little bit?
I remember that.
Ago?
I remember.
And I remember.
Good brother. I remember that.
Oh, great brother.
Yeah.
Great brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he came out here and he spoke on this. And he gave, some specific things to look for when you're dealing with somebody to know if they could potentially be an abuser.
Right.
I remember him doing that, and he was like, if they want you to isolate yourself from your friends,
yep, I remember
that's
that.
the key one.
Yep.
If they want you to isolate yourself, that you only talking to them, you be mindful of that person. They don't have good intentions.
Nope.
If they are always dogging you, you be mindful of that. Because no one who wants to be with you, no one who cherishes you, is going to dog you continuously.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
It's true.
So I remember those two things in particular. If he's always trying to rag on you, those are some key things to keep in mind. And I remember when Brother Umar came out here, he mentioned that. So anyone who wants to isolate you, who wants to pull you away from your friends.
And family. Leave them.
Want to get you all to yourself.
I don't care how sexy you think he look, or what's that other thing women be saying about men? Well, how much money he may have. That's shit. That's the wrong thing to do.
If he's quick to argue over little stuff, be mindful. I mean not just a little disagreement. I mean like all out yelling match, and this is just over where the silverware should go.
Yeah.
You should be mindful.
That's
You should be mindful. If you didn't fold the laundry and he's tripping, like to the point that he's yelling at the top of his lungs,
the laundry?
You should be mindful.
Not the laundry.
I mean the laundry, bro. If you left the laundry unfolded and homie is having a fit down to bust a gut.
What if it's the wrong detergent? What if he tired and it smell like game?
It is an honest mistake. Okay, we can get
that's the wrong brother.
To the store, but if he's tripping over that where he can threw the laundry detergent on the floor and yelling at you, you ain't no good just like your mama. And
What if you say? What if you say my white smell like the bleach? What's that? Mountain Fresh. And it don't smell like the linen. Whatever.
It don't smell like linen.
I don't know.
It don't smell better. It don't smell like police. You don't smell right.
You don't need a brother like that.
You don't need a brother like that. Mm-hmm. Petty stuff should not rile people up to the point that where they want to, they falling out come out or they really going off to where you shaking and scared. If anybody makes you scared,
and if you gonna be like, he crazy, girl, you just as worse as him.
You just as worse as him, yeah.
If you applaud him by being like that, you just as worse as him. He don't need you. You know, and the whole gets me. I don't like that. But in Sacramento, here are some hotlines that you can call if anything like this happens. This is a serious topic. We're joking now to ease it up, but, you know, it's a very serious topic. You know, California Partnership to End Domestic Violence, 916-444-7163, 916-444-7163. And also men go through this too. So abuse helpline for men and women, 1-800-743-5754, 1-800-743-574. And I'm going to give you another quote. Caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. Audre Lorde. So I had another quote, T, because I like this one here too. I had to put this in there. Why women and men, no, I'm sorry, not why, but when women and men understand that working to eradicate patriarchal domination, I almost messed that word up.
Me too, bro. I was reading it, and I was in my head. I was like, patriarchal.
Patriarchal domination is a struggle rooted in the longing to make a world. What is wrong with me? To make a world.
Sometimes it happens.
Where everyone can live fully and freely, then we know our work to be a gesture of love. And that quote is unknown. We have no idea who actually said that. So when women and men understand that working to eradicate patriarchal domination is a struggle rooted in the longing to make a world where everyone can live fully and freely, then we know our work to be a gesture of love. So we're going to give you some books that you can buy, that you can read to help you along, and then we're going to give you some YouTube clips because we only got 2 minutes left and 50 seconds.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're telling the truth.
One of those books is Social Work with African American Males by Waldo E. Johnson, Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Through Our Eyes, African American Men's Experiences of Race, Gender, and Violence by Gail Garfield. That's right. Violence in the Lives of Black Women by Carolyn West.
That's a good book.
Uh-huh.
Actually, that's a good book, Violence in the Lives of Black Women. That's a very good book.
Okay.
And
Gold Star by that one. And then one more, Battle Cries by Hillary Carter.
That's right. Not Harry, but Hillary.
Hillary.
So I don't want y'all getting excited.
I just encourage anyone dealing with this to have self-courage because that will get you out of it.
That's true.
Be courageous enough to admit there's a situation and be courageous enough to leave it.
Call the police, press charges, and lock your doors. Straight up.
Call the police, press charges, lock your doors. 3 easy steps. Use them.
He or she won't bother you anymore. So here's some YouTube clips from some greats that I listen to all the time that I know that will inspire you all just as well. Professor Griffin, Zaza Ali, they discussing the Ray Rice domestic violence incident. Then you have Domestic Violence by the great, the powerful Minister Louis Farrakhan, Part 1 and Part 2. It's called Domestic Violence. So just put Domestic Violence in there with Minister Louis Farrakhan in YouTube, and it should come up. Then you have the beautiful Queen, Shahrazad Ali, the black man's guide to the black woman. You need that, brothers.
Very good.
You need that, brothers. So, anything, T, before we get on out of here?
Again, family, thank you for listening in. Hope you enjoy what we've spoken about. Please stay tuned for next week.
Next week, we're going to have the great and powerful brother, Kep Heteru Tamu, talking about his jury and how the effects of it. And we just want to say we love y'all. Peace and blessings. Shalom.